Biden leads new South Carolina poll of likely 2020 Democratic presidential contenders. Columbia, South Carolina. He's not yet in the race, but former Vice President Joe Biden leads in a new South Carolina poll of likely 2020 Democratic presidential candidates. Biden was the most popular potential 2020 Democratic contender, followed by U.S. Senator Kamala Harris of California, Cory Booker of New Jersey, and Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Of the 600 voters surveyed who said they plan to cast a ballot in the 2020 South Carolina Democratic primary, Biden led with 36% support. Sanders, who ran in 2016, announced Tuesday he was running again, followed with 14%. Harris made her second campaign appearance in South Carolina last weekend since announcing her candidacy, garnered, what does that say? What does it say? 12%. So that's fairly discouraging. I know it's early, but that's what happened during the last campaign with Hillary Clinton. Is Sanders was doing really well, and then it started getting to those southern states, and I don't know what's going on with those voters down there, but they don't seem to know what's going on, and they just sort of mindlessly appeared to me. They mindlessly voted for Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders. I'll put up the photos. Bernie Sanders was arrested in the 1960s fighting for civil rights. He put himself on the line. He was arrested. What does Joe Biden do? He was chosen as Obama's vice president. I've never liked Joe Biden. I used to see him on Meet the Press. He used to go on Meet the Press all the time, and he would just straddle that fence. He wouldn't take a strong position either way. And recently he came out. He said something like, "Well, we shouldn't dislike the rich. We got to hate them. The rich, the billionaire class." You play Monopoly, right? The Monopoly game. It's a perfect microcosm. It is a perfect analogy. At the very end, one person has all the money and all the property, and they win. That's what happens in capitalism. That's what it is. So if a few billionaires have everything, that's less for everybody else. People don't think of it that way. It's like, well, why aren't we all billionaires? Because that's not how capitalism works. If I work hard, I'll be a billionaire. And so, yeah, that's very discouraging. That's very discouraging. And Joe Biden is he's had a lot of failed candidacies before. He lost in, I believe it was 88, because it came out that he plagiarized one of his speeches. The guy's just an idiot. He's an idiot. And I've been donating to Bernard. I was donating to Bernie even before the campaign started. I will continue to support him. I'm also going to support Tulsi Gabbard. I gave her a small contribution. I don't have a lot of money. Not in a good situation, but I'm doing what I can here. But Biden, there are going to be so many of those centrist candidates, those corporate candidates, that I think Bernie can't help but benefit from it. So I think as it goes along, I do think Biden is going to run. I do have a hunch about that. But as it goes along, I think he'll continue to falter. People will see that he's going to expose himself. But I worry about these southern states. I worried. Bernie's got a lot of money, and he really needs to go after those southern states. He really does. I have a coat on now, but then again, they took a very small sample, right? And there has to be some bias within this poll. I really think Bernie is going to do much, much better in the South. He's going to win some of those states. And I'm sure there was some bias in this poll. And it looked like a very small poll. So I appreciate you again. Please subscribe, share it, like it, dislike it if you want. Of course, we still have that. Crown is the worst YouTube channel on the planet, the most disliked. Have a great night, okay? Or day, whatever time it is, wherever you are, have a good one.